question for you. You think all OSB is basically the same? Well, you'd be surprised. Some are more sophisticated than others, and some perform better than others. Take this piece of OSB. It grew up in a sustainably managed forest, close to the mill. It was picked up by a 30-ton crane, joined up to 250,000 tons of other logs, traveled on a state-of-the-art conveyor, experienced a dryer so massive you could drive a tractor trailer through it, got heated up to 800 degrees, went through a state-of-the-art blending drum, was pressed in a massive 2 million pound press before being cooled, cut, tested, graded, stacked, stenciled, covered, strapped, and painted by a robot. Only then was it stamped by a company that's built a reputation on manufacturing wood products designed to meet your construction needs. No wonder GP's OSB set such a high standard. From sourcing to manufacturing to finished product, the quality and uniqueness of our process helps set us apart. You think I'm making this stuff up? Come on, let's take a look. GP's Allendale Mill is one of the largest and most sophisticated in the world. After harvest, trees are hauled to the mill's wood yard, unloaded by 2 massive overhead cranes, and stacked in the Allendale yard. Some 100 trucks make this journey to quality every day, and your OSB will come from one just like them. The log is debarked. Every piece of the log is used. Nothing is left behind. Oh, by the way, GP recycles the bark as fuel. Then it heads for the strander, where it is precision cut in a ring holding 48 knife assemblies surging at over 2,000 RPMs. We control the strand thickness, width, and length to achieve the right properties for every product we produce. After being sifted and separated in 20,000 cubic foot wet bins, strands are conveyed to massive dryers. Over 100 feet long, they are capable of drying up to 235,000 pounds per hour at 800 degrees. That's enough OSB to cover 6 football fields. 2 things you need to know while we're here. One, we've said it before, but every part of the log is used. And 2, state-of-the-art environmental controls help keep the air clean. And that says it all. After drying, the strands are blended with resins and wax. Here, we use special formulations to produce our moisture-resistant subflooring products like DryGuard, with its 180-day no-sand guarantee, and DryMax, with its 300-day no-sand guarantee. From blending, the strands travel to the forming line. Our line uses up to 6 forming heads, allowing us much greater flexibility and capability in how we produce our products. And many other OSB mills have only 4. Resins and forming help determine a board's properties. What most folks don't realize is there is a tremendous amount of wood in every finished board. You see that tall mat of wood strands here? It will end up as one strong and resilient 7/16 inch finished board. That happens at our massive press, which weighs over 2 million pounds and is almost 15 stories tall. Here, the mats are pressed using up to 7,500 psi and at over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The process is highly impressive and also highly controlled from a computerized control room that oversees every step in the process, from stranding, blending, and forming to the environmental systems. In our quality assurance lab, our OSB is subjected to load deflection, linear expansion, and a dozen other tests to ensure that it not only meets or exceeds industry specifications, but it meets GP's high standards too. Further product differentiation takes place in the finishing stage. Here, our thermostat radiant barrier sheathing gets its aluminum foil overlay laminated to the board. This foil can keep up to 97% of the sun's radiant heat from penetrating into the attic when you have thermostat radiant barrier sheathing on your roof. By now, the panels have cooled and are cut to size, grade stamped, stacked in bundles, certified for quality, painted, and ready to be shipped. Now you know how this piece of board was made. It's a small part of the billions of square feet of plywood and OSB Georgia-Pacific wood products produces a year. But it tells a big story about our capacity to produce consistently strong, resilient, high-quality OSB. It may not be glamorous, but it's what we do. You don't see everything that goes into it, but that's okay. It's why we brought our plant tour to you today. Because it's what you don't see that matters.